Holly here from Your Past is a Gift. And so today I was super excited about the revelation I had over the weekend about my mum, because for the longest time I could not understand why she would compare my sister to me. And with that, she's caused this resentment, that my sister has towards me, that, she's not as good as me in the sense of being academic, of wanting to learn, of reading, of all those things that I had naturally already in me. It was just something I always wanted to do, was to learn and to read. I loved reading because I knew that through reading I would learn, learn about things or learn how to do things, or all the knowledge was there in the words. And she didn't have that. She didn't have any interest, in learning these academic things at school, all these subjects at school. They were of no interest to her at all, as it is to many, many children out there. And that's why I share all these stories, because you'll find yourself on one or the other side or somewhere else, but you might find yourself in that position where you think, oh yeah, that's me. I don't like the subjects at school. You might find that that's you. And you're finding that your parents are not, they're pushing you because they think, no, you have to do well at school. You have to do better. And today I just, once I understood where my mum was coming from, I thought I have to share that. I have to share it, because many of you out there may not know why that happens in your home. And maybe your parents' intentions, their reasons, they may be different to my mum's. But for many of you, especially if your parents were immigrants that worked so hard in a new country, didn't know the language, like my parents, and they struggled so much, in their early years here in Australia. They struggled so much. They gave up everything they knew for a better life. And so for many of them, to get a good education, to go to a good school, and then to go to university and get that degree, that was the goal for them. Their children had to do that. And they knew if they became a doctor, a lawyer, dentist, whatever it was, they would be set financially for life. They'd done their job. They did a good job. So for many immigrants, their parents, that's their view of what's important, of what matters. That they're trying to do their best for you. They think that that's what will help you through life, that will give you a good life. You'll have good money coming in and you can have the life you want. That's why they push so hard for you to go to uni, to get that degree, to do all those things, So for those of you who don't understand what all that pushing and shoving towards the academic and the university degree and all of that, that's where it comes from. This belief that you will have a better life with that. It's all it is. It's this belief that once you have that degree, you will have a better life than they ever had, or they could ever imagine, for themselves. They struggled and they worked hard. For some years, my mum in her younger years was a cleaner. She did cleaning jobs. My dad was a, bricklayer. He was a builder, for many years. And that's a hard physical job, So they don't want that for you. They don't want you to be doing all these physical jobs, all these, laborers' jobs. They want you to have a good life. They prefer you sitting at a desk. They prefer you sitting comfortably doing something. They're not really thinking whether you're going to enjoy it or not enjoy it. They're just thinking about the money that you will bring in, that you will have a good life. That's all they think about, So for many of them, it's not a selfish thing that they keep pushing you to do all those things. It's the belief that you will have a better life if you have that education and you have that degree. That's all it is. So it comes from a place of love. It's not that they're trying to ruin your life or anything like that, Now, there's other parents out there that do have the degree and that push you to get that degree with the same belief, that with that degree you will have a better life because you'll have better money coming in than, say, a normal secretary or a receptionist or someone working in a baker shop, or if you're working in McDonald's, all these things. Your wages are not going to be as high as a lawyer or a doctor or someone with a degree. So think about that today. You know, if you've got parents that are pushing you really hard at the moment in that way. And for those of you out there that have siblings that are really great at school and you're not, and your parents are constantly comparing you and pushing you in that direction, understand that that's where they're coming from. Understand. It's, you know, to you it looks like they're not accepting you as you are. And that is how it looks. You know, they're not accepting you the way you are, that you're not academic, that you're not that way inclined, you know. But to them, they feel that if you do push yourself a little bit, if you do go on to do university and get that degree, that you will have a better life than them. That's their belief, and that's why they push you. It's not to do with you're not, in their eyes as a parent, it's not to do with the fact that you're not as good as your sibling, your brother or your sister. That's how it feels when they do that. It is how it feels, I know, because I watched it my whole life with my sister. You know, and her resentment, her jealousy towards me that she wasn't the same, you know. But firstly, it's not that sibling's fault, because many times I thought, what did I do? You know, I haven't done anything, you know, that you talk to me like that or you treat me like that. It's not my fault that I'm different, you know. But at the same time, you know, you have to think that your parents are doing it because they think that it's in your best interest. They believe that it's in your best interest, that it's for your best. That's their intention. It's not to do you harm, but it's because they believe that you'll be better off with that degree, going to university. Okay? So try and understand it from that point of view, rather than take it on personally so much that, oh, I'm not the same as my brother or sister and I'm being put down and I'm not good enough in any way. It's not about that. To your parents, it's not about that. It's not about you being as good as or not as good as. It's about you having a good life. That's all any parent really wants for their kids. We want you to have a good life. So I want you to start looking at your parents in a different way today. Start looking at them. You know, when all these things they do out of love, they're not really thinking that they're doing you harm when they're comparing you to a brother or sister. They think they're pushing you to be better, to do more, to strive, to put effort in, you know, to make more effort into, you know, getting better results, I guess. But to them, it's because they want you to have a better life. That's how a parent thinks. You know, they don't think that they're making you feel that you're not as good as that other sibling, that other brother or sister that you have that's doing so well at school or doing so well at whatever it is. You know, if it's sports, for example, they might think that that's the way, you know. So try and look at your parent from that point of view from now on, rather than, oh, you don't accept me as I am. Maybe talk to them about that. That's not me. That's not what I want. You know, try and connect to your parents on a different level. All right, my darlings. I love you guys. Remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.